Hi guys, so I thought we'd do a very quick video today on a couple of miniatures I've made by Hero Forge. And for anyone who's not aware of Hero Forge, it's a company who basically have set up a 3D modeling service online. You can build a character using stock components and then have the character 3D printed. And the characters you see here, a little bit about them. They're both Tabaxi from the Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition setting. The one chap on the right is Jinthe, Tabaxi Rogue, and the smaller character on the left is Rho'zi, a Tabaxi Barbarian. And just thought we'd have a quick look at these, and I'm not the world's best miniature painter, so do please forgive some errors and things in the painting. I've done my best with these. The Hero Forge miniatures are quite good. They're not particularly detailed, particularly heavily detailed, but they do, for the size of the miniatures, they're not bad at all, especially considering you have to be careful with some of the 3D modeling. Some of the components don't mesh well with it. Some of the hair, if you put a cloak on, the hair will not sit correctly on the cloak, or the cloak will interfere with things on the belt and so forth. But you can see here he has a quiver of arrows on the right hip there, his right hip, left as you look at it, and then a rapier around here, and then a backpack which is quite nicely detailed. The camera will focus here. The autofocus is struggling with this being so close up. That's a bit better, with a bedroll on top. And I'd say the buckles are detailed enough. I managed to pick those out there. A bit of fluff from the move that from the arrow head there, from the box he's been in. And I obviously added the thread to string the bow there, which was able to do. These characters are playing through a recorded D&D campaign, from the Tomb of Annihilation game, which I'll put a link to in the description. Hence the scenery I've added to the base is the sort of jungle foliage. We'll have a look at Rho'zi now. A bit simpler. The character jokingly had to have my Jinthe as my character, and he's an archaeologist. Uses the archaeologist background from the Tomb of Annihilation book, and he has the hat as his emblematic item. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, and Rho'zi, therefore, she's his sister, decided she needed a better hat, and so she has a topi, a pith helmet. You can see there with a great axe. And I added also from the Chult campaign, you have these little forest spirits similar to that look similar to No Face and Spirited Away, or the spirits in Princess Mononoke. I don't think we're going to be able to focus on that. No, maybe not. Never mind. We'll see if we can. Oh, there we go. That's not too bad. And I picked out a very small, I think this is Z scale figure from a model railway pack, and added a little chinois onto the base, onto Rho'zi's base there, as you can see, just on the left. So yeah, not the best painted figures in the world, and these are printed directly from Hero Forge, so they have some, I would say, later ones I've had done, I've downloaded the files from Hero Forge and then had them printed by Shapeways using their finest finest detail plastic, which have come out better than these. Not that Hero Forge don't offer more expensive options with a plastic that carry more detail, just that they don't offer that level of detail. And also, being in the UK with shipping and so forth, it makes sense if I'm getting more than one printed, which invariably I will, because my fiance plays along with me, and she also wants the miniatures for her characters. If you're buying more than one, it can make a lot of sense, if you're not in the US, to download the files from Hero Forge and then purchase through Shapeways and have them printed through Shapeways. And as I say, there's also scaling options, which we'll look at in another video where we look at another couple of characters. So we have on the left Rho'zi, the Tabaxi Barbarian, on the right Jinthe, the Tabaxi Rogue. And just thought we'd have a quick look over those little miniatures there. And as I say, if you're interested in listening to the campaign, the playthrough of the Tomb of Annihilation campaign that I've been involved in, I'll put a link in the description of the video to the podcast of that, and you can see these two, or hear these two in action. So yeah, I hope you found that interesting. Just thought it might be interesting to have a quick look at these two Hero Forge minis. There are quite a few more in my collection that I've had made for various other characters from Adventure League and other D&D games I play. So we'll have a look at them at some point in the future as well. Until then, bye for now.